Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the newest version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, where it's $3 a month for this and other games. Give me one sec. So, on the last Let's Play, we had decided that we would go to the mines, find Nick, and be like, hey, let's both go look for the coins together because I don't want you alone in those mines just in case that devil, monster, demon thing appears. So I left the place, saw that William was following us, dodged into what I believe is an opium den. There was that Sable? He was missing fingers. That's too bad. Also, came across Nick. We're going to the mines. Met this tiger guy who is communist, maybe? Or it could be socialist. What time? What time is it? What year? It's like 1915? Sorry for me doing this right now. I'm just having a, oh, come on. Karl Mallow? When did Karl Marx? 1818. Okay, so Karl Marx was alive for quite a while before this whole thing happened. You know, furries. I wonder what Karl Marx's persona would be. Anyways, was that face? And begin. Oop, right, next scene. The tiger motions for us to move away from the small cabin settled next to an exterior quarry, or in the direction of a pathway up the hillside. My thoughts linger on Nick, telling this man that he wanted to help me, which seemed more forward than normal for him. Oh, okay. I smile a bit on the inside, but I try not to show it. He talked about me before? The tiger, who seemed lost in a thought, snaps his attention back to me. Never. Never? That makes more sense, considering Nick's privacy. But I can't help feeling a little sour now. Also, I don't know why, but for some reason that tiger with the overalls and the hat and everything, it seems very, here's a tiger in overalls and a hat, you know? I'm not sure if I can get my point across, but anyways. There are many bands of men in our company who I don't get to meet. Miners assigned to different foremen do not tend to see or speak to one another. 3 foremen are assigned to separate sites within the mine. How many sites are in the mine? I have only seen 2 of these higher-ups, and have spoken to one. The new young men who arrive from the trains tend to have bodies much like you do. At least, in the beginning. I don't much care for how he says that. You look like you take care of yourself. His physique might be even better than mine. I mean, he is bigger than you. At least in bulk. I have worked in engineering positions in many towns and in many places. Most importantly, I have been very fortunate. But don't you live in Nick's bunkhouse? I meant that I am still whole. And you're also very, very knowledgeable. The tiger grunts. But that's a weird face, being like, hey, you know stuff. But you know they do not like that. Oh, yeah, higher-ups not liking, you know, intelligent workers? I can see that. No, they do not. Guess that means your bosses would love me. Iwit can be dangerous too, my friend. Sorry for these. The thing I just had was spicy curry. I mean, it might not be spicy to make me, like, hurt and be unable to eat, but it's spicy enough that my throat's like, this is a substance. Let's coat ourselves with something. Ooh. As we hit the top of the hill, the entrance to the mine shaft appears on the horizon. Hey, I wonder if this is supposedly the same place, you met TJ. You know, when he's like, I don't know, spelunking or hiking. I think it was just hiking. Rows of carts on tracks wheel out of it, Several shapes trot out of the entrance. The tiger beckons us forward. An old-looking polecat sees us and gives us an apprehensive look and starts speaking in a language I don't understand. Yao speaks back in the language, crossing his arms. The polecat shrugs, shakes his head, and keeps pulling the cart full of chalky-looking rocks forward. I wonder what chalky-looking rocks would be. Also, sorry for this other tangent. What is a polecat? I thought just like some weird sort of thing. Oh, like a mongoose? Huh. Okay. Oop. Come on. I stare at the mouth of the mine shaft. It's much safer looking than the hole Jack had us use, but that doesn't make me feel better. It's still that horrible place, with its horrible smell. Sam? You can stay out here if you'd like. We can find what you're looking for. It's much safer for us to take a look than you. I'm here. I'm going. Nick gives me a concerned look, but Yao's expression is quizzical. We're not going deep enough for anything dangerous. A visitor will be safe under our guidance. That isn't true. I'm not letting Nick out of my sight down there. I won't let him be alone, looking for that money I dropped. A rush of air from the entrance of the mine shaft brushes through my fur. It always feels to me like caves are breathing at the entrance. That would be just the difference in air pressure. Yeah, leads us inside. The mines, the horrible mines, and ooh. It's the next chapter. Whoa. Ooh. Chapter 2. This was in my face. Okay, don't see anything particularly weird. What's with this sound? The sloping ceilings in this part of the mine are much higher than I thought they would be, and patches of light seep through the exposures in the ceiling. A raised wooden building with glass windows on the platform glows from the yellow light of an oil lantern inside, or of the oil lanterns. Manzel, our foreman, is stationed there, but he takes his lunch alone and does not commiserate or socialize with lower stations. What's wrong? The windows. I just noticed that they're on every side of the structure. He may see us. And if he does, he will see 3 shapes in the work clothing moving in the dark. His belly is most important to him at this time. Jeez, his face there is like, Arr! Let us go. Is that the building? Well, weird looking building. We see the silhouette of the man's head at the table against the yellow light as we creep by. He doesn't raise as we pass by. Nick releases his breath when we turn the corner. We find that even larger room with the higher ceiling, and even larger. 6 tunnels exit this huge room. In the middle of the room, where you can see a dark chasm. There's a winch for operating an elevator, but the shaft goes so deep that I can't see much of anything past the chasm's surface. A sense of fear and respect washes over me, the same kind of feeling I get when I'm in church, or somewhere very old. All of a sudden, sorry for another tangent, I've remembered that like a friend told me about this route that you're supposed to save often or something like that, because there's a lot of death states or something maybe. I don't understand why I feel that here. We go left here, the first tunnel. I can't help but stare up again. The beams of light that penetrate the room make it feel more like a cathedral than a mine. With the sickle-shaped rocks quietly drip into puddles. I haven't seen anything like this before. Yale turns around, as if confused, and beckons me with his paw. Do not stand under the stalactites. The activity in the mines could dislodge them. The what now? Nikolai. If the rock formation clings tightly to the ceiling, it's a stalactite. If the formation is on the floor, like a termite mound, it's a stalagmite. I don't think I ever need to know this. The Badger shakes his head, as if it's common knowledge. But now, you will never forget it. I mean, maybe, but can you remember which one clings to the ceiling and which one sits on the floor? Maybe Nick will be fine down here, after all. We do not have unlimited time. Please, quicken the pace. The light dims as we leave the large room behind us, entering a more narrow tunnel. After 5 or 6 minutes of walking, I see the tiger's ears swivel in the dim light. We turn right here. Right where? I gasp as the tiger takes a sudden right, disappearing into the wall. When I turn, I see there's a tunnel camouflaged by the side of the wall. I would have missed it entirely if not for the tiger. How did you know this was here? The airflow changes when it has more than one place to exit. It's not like the popping in your ears that you get when you climb mountains. It's more like wind. The tunnel he leads us down has no natural lighting or torches, and the path is lined with rocks. All the light we have is from our own lamps and helmets. I grab Nick's sleeve, but I feel him flinch. He leans in close to me and whispers, "Everything's fine, Sam. Yao knows the way." I'm whispering now, too, struggling to find my words. No, it isn't. There's still things I haven't told you about what happened down here, Sam. Most are scared of the mine at first, and a terrible thing happened to you down here. So I can only imagine how much worse it must be for you. But I have experienced terrible things in the dark too. And they're far more dangerous things than Jack. Are you talking about Jack? I'm thrown by how good the tiger's stubby ears are. Well, who isn't, really? I smooth down the tufts of fur on my head, while drips of water and faint pickaxe noises raise in the distance. I mean, of course, considering the accident and all. I understand the necessities of your actions, and I'm sympathetic. I force out a laugh, and my echo draws out how strained it's... Strange? Strained. You know? I rub my face. You know. I can almost taste the venom in my own words as I hiss out of my mouth. How dare he tell? He doesn't care at all about what happened to me. Wait, doesn't he? Before you vocalize your grimace, it was I who insisted on knowing your circumstance. I would not dig in the dirt on my lunch break, searching for somebody else's money without there being a good reason. And what was the reason, or what was such a reason? Pray tell. The tiger stops walking and turns to look at me. Jack was the reason. Nick and I both lived with him for over a year. There's an edge in his voice. Did he say over a year? Was everything Jack told me about himself a lie? Who was Jack, really? He wronged so many, and I'll not let him wrong another. The heat in his face is cooling off, and I feel momentarily a little embarrassed with myself. His face or my face? In my face. I swear I can read. Sounds like you didn't much like him. I heard the tiger inhale. I do not wish to speak ill of the dead, but Jack was an unethical drunk who substituted earnesty with wit, and could only communicate with playful over-familiarity. My cheeks are burning now. How come I was the only one who was fooled by Jack? His head was full of dreams, and he boasted grand promises. But he had no imagination for procedure or plan. In truth, he disdained them. I do not wish to know how he endured for as long as he did. But it does not surprise me that a man such as he perished in a place such as this. One sec. We're merely standing in the wrong place, or breathing in the wrong fumes. Could make any day your last. Where? Yao lowers his voice to a whisper too. So, I'm sorry that he forced your hand. But I only think you were unfortunate enough to be caught in his inevitable trajectory. He turns away from me, leading with the lantern in his hand, and I'm just dizzy with self-disgust. We are here. I don't know what he means at first, but he knows how that we're atop of an overhang. He shines his light over the pit below, and I can spy shelves of bedrock leading to darker spaces below. The rope is still attached. Before I can say anything, the tiger is climbing down the rope. Nikolai is observing, holding it to keep it steady. We look at least 30 feet above the first shelf. Yao rapidly descends, clenching the rope and clearing the gap between us and the floor of the pit in only about a minute. Then my chest clenches as I see the tiger roll on his back, rolling between a space in the shelves and disappearing. Where's he going? The tiger's voice shouts back, but I do not see him. I'm still close. The second drop is not nearly as high. Nikolai adjusts the lights on the cap to make it brighter. I shift the weight on my feet a bit, trying not to look down the drop. So, would you like to stand up here and help me with the rope? Or would you like to help Yao instead? What? We have a better chance to find your money if one of us helps search. I don't think Yao knows what a double eagle looks like. And I've never seen one. No, that's what I wanted to tell you about, Nick. This isn't a normal mine. There's something evil in it. It's not very nice of you to speak about my bosses in that manner. Stop joking. Who said I was joking? This thing wasn't natural, Nick. I saw it. Not really. It was pitch black, you felt it. I crossed my arms. Well, actually, I never saw it. Okay, there you go. But I felt it. I don't think anybody should be down here alone. Yeah, I was alone right now. I wince. That's different, Nick. I don't know him like I know you. But I know him. I can hear both of you still. What? How? We're in a cave. Voices carry far. Oh. Since I'm down here in this small space, risking my neck for your money, why not come down here and help me look? That sounds like a great idea. No, it doesn't. Why would you say that? I've been by myself during work on many occasions. Something evil has never come for me. Shit. If I'm gonna help Yao, Nick will be alone. But if I ask him to go help, I'll be alone, which might tempt that thing to come out hiding. Then we might all be in danger. If we aren't already. Is this gonna be choice? We are running low on time, friends. Alright, I'll do it. Thank you. I'll keep the rope steady and watch as you go down. I nod as he hands me the rope. It feels damp and wiry in paws, but coarse enough to keep my grip. I swallow, ooh, as I crouch, lowering myself down off the edge. I close my eyes as I swing side to side on the rope over the abyss. You alright, Sam? Fuck no. Yeah. Just take it one hand at a time. I listen, still trying not to look left or right. I feel like I'm being straddled from multiple directions, from places I can't see. My fur bristles, and I slide down one segment of rope, separated by what feels like a figure 8 knots. My whole body twirls slowly as I descend another segment. I open my eyes, and everything is a muddy brown, lit by Nick's cap. I look to my left and see a cluster of rocks spouting from the side of a mountain. It's a different sort of sight than I have expected to find in this dirty cave. Didn't the main character work in a mine before here? What's that, Nick? Looks to me like a hefty vein of quartz. Okay, quartz. That's the rock we collect and haul. When we're not looking for gold, that is. You're a natural miner friend. Huh. It's real pretty. My feet touch the cold stone on the ground. Oh good, you've arrived. Wait, oh good, you've arrived. The tiger's voice comes from the gap in the rock near my knees that he slid through earlier. I lay on my back and squirm, scooching through the gap as well. I feel like it would have been, a bit quicker if we just went the other way, just saying. Though I guess we don't know left, right, and these guys might have found the body through this way. I lay there for a while, sandwiched between a layer of stone, fearing that I'm stuck. But then I feel the edge of an opening in my arm and pull myself through, letting my whole body slide through, letting me breathe easy again. The space I fall into is tall enough to stand in. I was holding a lit taper, standing against the rock wall. The other pit is over here. This is half as deep as the second, but it leads to a narrow path, so hug the wall. A tiger crouches on his knees and hops down another slope. I follow him and immediately feel uneasy. The wall is low here, in a familiar way. We're in the room where I killed Jack. Actually, for a second there I was like, why didn't we just go the other way instead of, down cliffs and through crevices? But then I was like, well, the main character might not be able to remember how to get in, and, was panically running away as he tried to get out. But then also B, as a counterpoint, when you're going in here to find the body, don't you go the regular way when you're doing William's route? We're in the room where I killed Jack. The tiger pulls another taper and a matchbook out of his satchel. He lights it and then hands it off to me. The shine of the light may help you find any misplaced metal. I'm sure you can tell, but this is where we found the body. I hold up the candle and shine on the walls. Too many thoughts are coming to me at once. This is the place he brought me. How did you find him here? Nick was the one who knows the smell. But he brought his body back through the tunnel. Not through the vertical pathway. We brought his body back through the tunnel. Which I'm not sure why we didn't do that. Again. How did you know where to find him? And how did you know about a vertical passageway? The tiger looks a little uncomfortable now. Because I was the one who initially told him about this passageway. I thought it would be funny to show him the flakes of gold leaf I found here. But then he started telling stories about how he found a lot of gold there. And started telling many people to come here, myself included. But few did. I knew that if there had been anything here, it would be long gone. One sec. Hey, sorry about that. Family was calling me, and apparently even though I had food out already to defrost and had already eaten, they made food for me. And I was like, ooh, I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator when it cools down. Because, for some reason you can't put refrigerated food inside it. No, warm food inside a fridge, because I don't know, something about microbacteria and stuff like that. Whatever. So, anyways, let's roll back one, but few did. I knew that if there had been anything there, it would have been long gone. This is the natural part of the cave that existed long before the mine. There's some indication it was used by smugglers to transport goods, or by the people that lived here in this land long ago. But did Jack know about the vertical entrance? He did not. I can't even clearly see the passage that we came from, even though I'm looking straight at it. The shadows of the cave, as well as the vertical nature, hides it well. But how'd you discover something like this in the first place? This is an old cave, but it is an old mine as well. It is built in ways that do not make sense. Also, that face, it's like, he looks very growly. Why does he have the angry face? Until, of course, they do. The foremen know about some of them. They give it away with their commands. I can feel my brow narrowing. Why did you reveal one of your secrets to us by taking us through the vertical passage? Because Nikolai is a trustworthy man, and he has convinced me that his friends are too. For all of his flaws, bad judgment is not one of them. I twirl to look at him, my tail twisting? What do you mean by his flaws? He snores. I chuff. You should live lighter, my friend. You'll have a healthier heart. My emotions aren't any of your business. Oh, come on, my dude. I mean your organ. I don't play any damn music. The tiger sighs. Regardless. I know plenty of secrets about these caves. But you should be searching for shine right now, not secrets. I do see something shine. I hold my candle up close and recognize it as Jack's sack of rocks. But they're covered in a ring of coral, as if they had been set to flame. But the rocks inside are tarantulas! This is gold. Excuse me? I held up one of the rocks. It shined my hand, exact way a nugget would. And there was a softness to it, like I could bend between my fingers. I don't think you can do that with gold, unless it's like real thin. Look. I am looking. You're hoarding charred remains. I flinch as the gold I'm holding crunches in my hand like a shell. I let go to release ashes. Then I stare at the pile again. The luster is gone. You know a lot about this place, Yao. Are there fumes in here that can make you see things that aren't really there? Such things can exist, but not here to my knowledge. I get to my feet again and blow the dust off my paws. I ran into a tent earlier today. There were lots of men there. One of them said he used to work in the mines. Maybe you knew him? Perhaps. I mean, that is very vague. I went into a tent and there was a guy that works in the mines. Do you know him? I was like... But that's not that important. They were using opium, I think. I ended up inhaling some. Then I started seeing all sorts of weird stuff. Just like the gold just now. And maybe like the breath. A thing that slithers on the ground. Huh? Maybe it ain't real. Maybe I'm just nuts. Or maybe it was just a vision of what's to come after I die. Either way, I don't like that I can't trust my senses anymore. But those are all I have. And now, Now, I'm seeing yet another sparkle in front of my face. It's shining somewhere higher than my head. It's just the flame of his taper. But I imagine for a second that is my gold eagle. It's not hard to picture. Between Yao's paws, I can envision my glistening gold coin. I can picture him rolling it between each paw pad, studying it. Months of my life are summed up in that coin. My head between my knees. My head between so many knees. My legs lifted and spread so many times, stinging from every poke and prod. And I can imagine the tiger's eyes shine in the dark too, a ghostly white. And it's suddenly apparent to me how close his body is to the rock wall exit and how far away I am, crouched on my knees. A horrible feeling washes over me. This feels too familiar. But then I feel his hand on my shoulder. I do not think it's here, friend. The coldness was up in my chest. Somehow, I felt it wouldn't be. Those charred marks there, were not there when he first found Jack. Somebody else has been snooping around here. They must be the ones who have your money. I slammed the dirt with my fist, wishing it was the bastard's skull again. So I'm kind of wondering if it's going to change, because I think in William's route we found a coin or a couple of coins maybe, I'm not sure. In Cliff's route we just get the hell out of town. In Murdoch's route, the black cat girl has at least one coin. I'm not sure if it's going to change or it's still going to be her. You really have ruined me. Even though you're fucking dead. I killed you. And you still managed to ruin me. The noise I make fills the cavern. I do not mean to be insensitive of your suffering, but myself and Nikolai have run out of time. I wish to escort you out of the tunnel safely, but I have to leave you behind if you do not follow me. What's the point of leaving? I have no savings and no prospects. The tiger growls. If you do not give up, I will share another of my secrets that may save your life later. But first, do you truly wish to tell the meaningful people in your life that you chose death over lending them your strength? Over lending them your... We left Nikolai alone at the top. I bite my lip and look away, embarrassed, still feeling hot tears roll down my cheeks. I rise, bending my knees. That is what I thought. The tiger takes a step forward, then stops dead in his tracks. His ears splay back, and he looks at me. I think this is the first time he's looked scared. Well, unfortunately for us, we've ran out of time. But hopefully he hasn't run out of time. Don't know what's happening, but it ain't good. What will it be? Well, we're gonna have to find out later. I definitely not a time for me to, lead away. Or to put it a better way, it's a good thing I feel like I have the strength to do another one of these, because I want to know what's going on. But for you, it's going to be another week. Unless you download this game, it's free on itch.io. That's where you can see what happens next, a week early. And yeah, if you want the most up-to-date version, it's on Patreon for $3 a month. For this and other games. And if you like my YouTube and would want to see a crew, then please like, subscribe, and check out the latest epic crew. And please remember to spay near your animals to help control the pet population. And until next time, let's wait. Me, GamerWolfSix, of the Smoke Room. Hopefully this guy survives. Hopefully I survive too. So thanks and see ya.